If your erections feel weaker lately, and you sit 8 or more hours most days, your chair might be strangling your circulation more than your confidence is failing you. The fix starts with breaking up long sitting, restoring pelvic blood flow, and building small movement sparks into every hour you're awake. Today, you'll get a simple, no embarrassment plan to stop the daily sit-tan-squeeze cycle that quietly blunts your firmness after 50. By the end, you'll know exactly when to stand, how to move, and what microdrills wake up your pelvic circulation in under 2 minutes at your desk. Picture this. It's 4:30 p.m. and you've been parked at your desk since breakfast, hips locked, glutes asleep, and that familiar leg heaviness sneaking in. You get home, your partner leans in, the lights dim, and your mind is saying yes while your hydraulics shrug like they missed the memo. It's not just stress, and it's not just age. It's hours of stillness compressing the very pipes that need to open on command. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men never hear in clinic language they can use. Prolonged sitting reduces blood flow in your lower body and drops the gentle water current your vessels need to stay responsive. When that current stays low for hours, your vessel walls get lazier at opening, and that hurts performance where it matters most. In plain English, sitting kinks the hose, and your erection depends on the hose unkinking fast. Studies show that just 6 hours of sitting can slash lower limb blood flow and the helpful rubbing force of blood against vessel walls, while short walking breaks reverse it. In one lab model, tiny leg movements while sitting prevented the usual stiffening you see after long chair time, because even fidgeting spikes flowed just enough to protect the lining. Other research finds that frequently interrupting sitting lifts tissue oxygen in the legs and reduces stiffness, which is exactly the direction your pelvic circulation wants to go. That's why long days in a chair feel like slow leaks in bedroom confidence a week later. It's not your imagination. Now, zoom out beyond a single day. Large population studies link lower activity and more sedentary habits with higher odds of erectile dysfunction, even when accounting for age and medical conditions. Men who move more, at any level, show lower risk than those who rarely move, and some movement beats none by a meaningful margin. On the flip side, a national survey in Australia found a sedentary lifestyle independently raises the likelihood of erection problems, even after adjusting for health factors. And here's a modern curveball for the laptop generation. Genetic analyses suggest that leisure computer time, think hours seated and focused, tracks with higher ED risk, hinting that the sit still, stare, and forget to move pattern is a real hazard. Other cross-sectional work using U.S. data ties screen-based sedentary behavior to ED, reinforcing the common-sense link men feel in real life. No one is saying one email causes ED, but patterns of stillness stack up, and your body keeps the score. There's good news baked into all of this. When men add about 160 minutes of moderate movement weekly for several months, erectile function measurably improves. Think brisk walks, light cycling, or easy laps in a pool. That's fewer than 3 hours a week. And it helps even if you've got blood pressure, extra weight, or metabolic issues, riding shotgun. Translation, your vessels are trainable at any age if you give them the right signals. Let's turn this into something you can actually do between emails and after dinner. You'll use 2 levers, break up sitting every 3,060 minutes and stack a short daily walk to reteach your vessels how to open. You'll also add a 90-second pelvic flow reset you can do in the hallway without weird looks. And you'll avoid the 2 big traps, thinking a standing desk alone solves everything and sitting 8 hours then crushing a single workout. First, the microbreak formula. Set a timer for every 30 minutes you're seated, then perform a 2-minute circuit, 60 seconds of ankle pumps and toe raises in place, then 60 seconds of brisk hallway walking. Ankle pumps and toe raises work like a calf pump squeeze, pushing blood back up and boosting the flow rub your vessels crave. 2 minutes is enough to lift blood flow and shear for the next block of time, and yes, it adds up. If meetings doom you to the chair, fidget on purpose. Bouncing one leg for a minute and switching does more than ease boredom. It was enough in a lab study to protect the sitting leg's vessel responsiveness. Fidgeting is not a personality quirk. It's micromovement medicine for men with desk jobs. Think of it as tapping the brake before your circulation drifts into a ditch. Second, the pelvic flow reset you can do anywhere. Stand tall and take 3 deep belly breaths, letting your lower ribs expand like an umbrella opening, then exhale long and slow to drop your shoulders. Step 1 foot forward into a short lunge and gently tuck the tail to stretch your desk-tight hip flexors for 30 seconds each side. Finish with 10 slow glute squeezes. On for 2 seconds, off for 2, reminding your dormant backside it still has a job. Why this trio? Belly breathing unties your chest-up, jaw-tight posture that clamps the waist, which can quietly choke the very region that needs room to flow. Hip flexor, stretching unkinks the front of your hips after hours of sitting, which lets your pelvis sit where it belongs instead of tipping forward. Glute squeezes wake up the engine that stabilizes your pelvis, so you're not relying on clenched, overworked muscles that grip instead of glide. Third, the daily walk stack. Aim for 2,030 minutes at a brisk, conversational pace most days, and try to catch daylight when you can. This is the dose connected to improved erectile function in intervention studies, and it doubles as a stress bleed-off. If evenings are busy, split it into 5-minute strolls. Morning and late afternoon both count. Here's the timeline most men feel when they commit. Week 1, you notice warmer feet and less cement legs after work, which is the earliest sign your flow is waking up. Week 2 to 3, your energy and mood improve as your body stops living in a low-flow slump all afternoon. By 6 to 8 weeks, the readiness signal feels stronger more often, and that is when partners start noticing too. Let's clear some myths that keep men stuck in the chair. My standing desk is enough. Standing all day can swap one problem for another unless you sprinkle in actual movement, because it's the muscle contractions and the flow boost that help, not just being upright. Short walking breaks beat heroic standing marathons in changing the signals your vessels see. I'll just train hard after work and call it good. One evening workout does not undo 8 motionless hours if you never move during the day, and acute breaks have unique benefits your 6 p.m. session doesn't touch. Think of movement like brushing your teeth. Once a day helps, but twice or thrice keeps the gums happiest. Your vessels are the same way, just quietly. Fidgeting is rude. Fidgeting is a prescription with side benefits, because tiny contractions interrupt the slump in leg flow that sets you up for sluggishness later. If you can't leave a meeting, move your ankles and shift your weight. The science says it matters. Your chair doesn't get a vote. Now, let's talk real men, real adjustments, and real results. An IT professional on a pelvic floor forum switched to a standing desk plus a balance board for most of his workday, and his pelvic floor and ED symptoms eased for the first time in years. He suspected years of slumped sitting, screwed-up posture and muscle mechanics, and gentle, constant micromovement seemed to unwind the mess. He didn't become an athlete, he became less still. Another office worker in an ED community said his erections were definitely better when he stayed day-to-day active, so he set an alarm to walk every 2 hours. No hacks, no magic, just moving before the wheels fell off each day. The pattern is the point, not perfection. Your body prefers often enough over all at once. Here's your desk day playbook so you don't have to think about it. Start each hour with 2 minutes on your feet. 60 seconds of ankle pumps and toe raises, 60 seconds of brisk hallway walking, then sit. At mid-morning and mid-afternoon, do the pelvic flow reset, 3 belly breaths, 3 0-second hip flexor stretch per side, 10 glute squeezes. At lunch or late afternoon, walk 15 minutes outdoors if possible. Repeat another 15 minutes after dinner. During calls, stand for the first 5 minutes and march in place while listening. In long meetings, fidget your calves under the table. Subtle is fine and effective. Every 2 hours, change your work posture. Sit, stand, lean on a high counter, or kneel on a pad for 5 minutes to unload your hips. Little differences keep blood from pooling where you don't want it. You might be wondering about cycling, cushions, and tricky seats. A forum user warned that pressure on soft tissues between the sit bones can irritate nerves and blood flow over time, which is why cycling seats and hard chairs sometimes bite. If you cycle, use a cutout saddle, adjust fit and balance rides with walking. If you sit all day, consider a cushion that relieves perineal pressure. Better still, get up often, so no cushion has to be a superhero. Let's lighten the mood with some truth-telling humor. Your manhood isn't a light switch. It's a garden fed by the daily weather, and 8 hours of stillness is a long drought. You don't need a new light bulb. You need to stop putting a kink in the hose. Stand, breathe, move, and let the water run. The 2-minute rule is not optional. Every 30 minutes, 2 minutes of movement changes the next 30 minutes of vessel behavior, and that is how you win the day quietly. Skipping it is like skipping oil in the engine and wondering why it runs hot. Timers beat wishes, gentlemen. Some activity beats none, today and 10 years from now. In a cohort of over 20,000 men, both modest and higher activity levels were linked to lower ED odds compared with inactivity. If you can't train, walk. If you can't walk long, walk often. Your body tallies all of it. This is compounding interest for circulation. Your vessels relearn quickly when you ask often enough. About 160 minutes a week for a few months improved erectile function in men with common health burdens, not just gym regulars. This is not a youth tax. It's a habit dividend. Start where you are, not where you were. Computer time is the sneaky villain. Genetic evidence ties leisure computer use to higher ED risk, which matches what your back, hips, and bedroom have been trying to tell you. The cure isn't quitting your job. It's making stillness physically impossible for more than 3,060 minutes. Movement is your office politics of one. Fidgeting is respectable medicine. Small leg movements during sitting, preserved leg vessel responsiveness in controlled studies, and that's not trivial, it's your nightly insurance. If you can't leave the room, move the leg. If you can't move the leg, pump the ankle. Permission granted to jiggle. A quick word on expectations so you don't quit right before the win. You'll feel the flow benefits, warmth, less heaviness, within days of consistent breaks. Your energy and steadiness improve next, because daytime circulation and blood sugar spikes stop roller coastering. Bedroom readiness follows as your vessels remember how to open on cue again. Now, some common pitfalls and how to dodge them. Pitfall 1. Replacing sitting with all day, standing without movement, which just trades one kind of stiffness for another. Solution. Always couple standing with marching, calf pumps, or short walks to create actual flow. Pitfall 2. Saving all movement for one big workout and ignoring the 8 silent hours before it. Pitfall 3. Chasing gadgets without fixing patterns. Standing desk, cushion, ergonomic chair, all useful, none a substitute for microbreaks and a daily walk. Pitfall 4. Assuming nothing changes after 50. Studies show vessels at any age respond to the right signals when you repeat them kindly and consistently. Let's lock in a simple day you can actually live with. Wake up, 5 minutes of easy marching and ankle pumps while coffee brews. At work, 2 minutes of movement every half hour, a 5-minute stand and march during calls, and 1 pelvic flow reset before lunch. Lunch or after work, a 20-30-minute brisk walk outside if possible. Evening, 1 more pelvic flow reset and a short stroll around the block after dinner. That's it. No gym membership, no spandex, no excuses. You're not training for a marathon, you're training your blood to show up when invited. Your future self will shake your present hand. A note on broader health, because bedroom wins and heart wins are the same wins in different suits. Erectile function and cardiovascular health share the same plumbing, so what helps one nearly always helps the other. Breaking up sitting improves flow signals. Your arteries use to stay flexible, and flexibility is a love language. Your heart speaks fluently. Don't separate the two. They're teammates.
For men with diabetes, blood pressure, or extra weight, this matters even more. These conditions drag on vessel responsiveness, so movement snacks and daily walks are not optional, they're medicine. Even in big diabetes cohorts, lifestyle levers are tied to lower odds of erectile problems. Small hinges swing big doors when you repeat them. If you want one line to remember on Monday morning, let it be this. No sitting block longer than 60 minutes, and a 2-minute break every 30 minutes is even better. If you forget, forgive, and move now, not later. Your body only cares about the next good decision. You might ask, how soon before a planned evening should I move? A brisk afternoon walk is a smart primer, and micro breaks throughout the day keep the lights green, so you're not trying to wake a hibernating system. Avoid letting the last 3 hours before intimacy be wore towards sitting if you can help it. 1 short walk is better than 1,000 crossed fingers. If you already use medication, this still applies. Pills work on the signal that opens the gate, and better vessels make that signal more effective. Lifestyle and medication are not rivals. They are a duet when used wisely. Talk to your clinician about timing and safety if you're adding or changing anything. And if you've tried all of this and nothing budges after 12 weeks, widen the lens. Sleep apnea, depression, medications, hormonal issues, and prostate symptoms can all jam the system in different ways. That's your cue to bring your primary care doc or urologist into the huddle for labs and next steps. Don't white knuckle alone. Teammates win more games.
Before we wrap, a quick success script you can stick to your monitor. Move 2 minutes every 30 minutes. Reset hips twice a day. Breathe, stretch, squeeze. Walk 2,030 minutes most days. Your chair is part of your job, but it doesn't get to write your story. You are 1 timer, 1 hallway, 1 short walk away from changing the signals your vessels see all day. When the signals change, the bedroom often follows. That's not optimism, it's physiology with a calendar. Start today, not perfectly, just consistently, and watch how a less still life turns into a more dependable body. Put friction between you and stillness with alarms, routes, and rituals, and then let time compound your wins. Your best nights aren't behind you, they're hiding inside your next 2-minute break. Stand up and go find them.